I had the wonderful opportunity of interviewing Daryl Wilson of Wilson Audio at Rocky Mountain Audio Fest this year. In the interview, we talk about Daryl and his new speaker, the Chronosonic XVX, as well as his apprenticeship with his father, Dave Wilson. I even got to interview his mother and co-founder of Wilson Audio, Sheryl Lee Wilson. Sheryl and I shared a touching moment when talking about our loved ones who no longer are with us. This is the story of Wilson Audio. Could I interview you for a little bit?
Oh,
Please?
sure.
Because I feel like we need to have more women in this industry, and just the lack of women in the industry concerns me. The lack of women and younger people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's something if women just kind of pigeonhole it sometimes. Well, it's just a guy thing, but they may like the hardware and ooh, these turn so nice. But the women just I want something that sounds beautiful in my home.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be surrounded by music, and it doesn't matter how we get there. But I think guys too have that as an end goal. But women sometimes don't care about all the hardware, but they like the end result.
Yeah, I agree. I think women, being a woman, I'm more emotional towards the music, and I want something that touches my heart when I'm listening to it.
It conveys the emotion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the wife acceptance. This is daunting for many people. I had a very interesting situation with a girlfriend who wanted to finally get some nice speakers for her husband. They had to be small. They had to fit into their living, surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
We were just developing the WAM at the time, and I said, they came over, I said, come here, gotta see something. They walked into our front room, saw those, and she went, oh, I have to have those in my room. So, people don't always say, oh, it's just too big. Some people look at them and say, they're beautiful sculptures. And not only do they produce beautiful music, but they look gorgeous, and I want them in my room. Mm-hmm. So I think that it's not always something that's huge. It's not acceptable to women. Because I've had that experience with a close girlfriend that is just not really an audiophile at all, but just loved the shape of them and the beauty of them and wanted them in her home. And they're in her home now.
Wow. So you made a convert.
I did.
You did?
We did.
So have you made a lot of women converts into the audiophile world?
Yes. There are a lot of people in our neighborhood. We have listening times that they come over. There was a beautiful oratorio called The Lamb of God. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people couldn't go to the live performance. And I got one of the CDs and just said, come on over, let's just sit and listen to it. And as they sat and listened, tears just streamed down. And in fact, one of the producers came and said, this conveyed more of the feeling than the live performance I was at. And others will say, I never knew that was possible. And so that's a real joy to say, okay, look how these can transport you to a place you didn't even know existed.
So for you, how does it feel being a woman in the audiophile world, one of very few?
I love it. It's a wonderful world. We've been in it for 45 years, and some of my best friends are in the industry, and Wilson Audio is an extent. Sorry.
It's okay.
They're my extended family.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it'd be so hard, after Dave died. But it's been because of this industry and because of the people at Wilson Audio that have rallied around me that has made it so much easier in such a difficult time. And this was Dave's passion. He loved it. He created something that is otherworldly. And they're helping me to carry that on, which means the world to me. Because so many times if a designer or inventor dies, his craft dies with him. Mm-hmm. And it's not that way. This way with Daryl and John and Peter and just the whole group, have this passion also and the same vision. And it's wonderful to see that this will carry on.
Your husband's vision and what he's built, it will carry on.
It will. And that's something that means the world to me, that this legacy lives on and it brings the joy to people in their homes and in their lives. Because music can comfort, can lift, can give peace, can inspire like nothing else. It crosses all cultural bounds, all language bounds. And it truly is a piece of heaven on earth.
Well, I don't know if it could end better than that.
I really like that. I can relate. My mother and she was my best friend in the whole world, and 4 years ago next month she passed away, and it was just through a surgery. She was only 56 years old, and she just died too young. And I just had a really unique relationship with my mother that, a lot of parents may not have with their children, especially these days. But just being that she was my best friend, and we took college courses together, we did everything together. Uh-huh. And so it was so hard when that happened, and it took years and still bothers me. But
that hole is always there.
Yeah, it gets easier. Friends and family that are there for you, that help. It's just time has to heal. And I couldn't imagine, though. A mother-daughter is a little different than a husband and wife, so I couldn't imagine.
Yeah,